They do not like change.
But they also need something exciting.
Right. How do you stay relevant and new
without
getting rid of
changing
the
who
things?
you are. Yeah.
Well, and that's kind of an interesting. That's what brings us here, right? I mean, so foreign and domestic. How long has foreign and domestic been open?
15 years.
15 years.
Last May.
15 years of F&D.
Okay, so 15 years, and then you guys took over
In 2017, so we just hit 8 years.
8 years. So we're like half and half.
Yeah.
It's finally ours.
Yeah. Ned and Jody Elliott opened foreign and domestic 15 years ago.
Yeah.
You guys take over 8 years ago.
So we need to find who's taking over next.
Oh, yeah.
It's time. No, you can't bail. You're stuck here forever.
Is this purgatory?
Man, if purgatory has goat neck and pork collar and popovers,
So hungry. Just
sign me up.
Yeah.
Sign me up. No, so and I obviously the popover's still here, famous menu item here that you guys have continued. But now you get to you for 8 years now you've been doing your own thing. Yeah. So I mean, talk about that a little bit, like how. I mean, because you guys were here at foreign and Nathan, you were at foreign and domestic in the previous ownership regime.
Yeah.
And then did you leave and come back? How did that work?
So I was here for the first 3 years, and then I left and went to Parkside. Ned kind of like, it's time for you to go do something else.
Spread your wings.
Yeah.
He said, get out.
He connected with me with Sean, and so I went into Parkside and was there for 4 years.
Okay.
And then I met Sarah there, and Sarah kind of met Ned through through me, I guess. Yeah. And it was a weird thing. Well, one day Ned texted you about buying the restaurant.
I was complaining about some of my staff where I was working currently being silly and doing silly things, and he said, yeah, I just want to get out of Austin and sell the restaurant and be done with it. And I was like, so are you serious?
Yeah.
Like, how serious was that statement? And from there it just happened.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And obviously you had some background. You knew the menu. You knew the customer base.
Yeah.
You
I
knew
love
kind of
the
what
space.
was possible here. Yeah, the space is great. I've always loved this space. We were talking about it off air. Like, I remember when it opened. I mean, it was again. We go back, 05 to 08. That run of like, oh wow, this is a restaurant that doesn't exist in Austin. Doesn't have this vibe. Kind of a cinder block square
Right.
that just has like tons of energy. You can see everybody in the kitchen doing their thing, and then obviously using local and best quality ingredients that you can to do interesting food. I've got a picture of my daughter in a high chair eating pork cracklings, which is it was a moment of pride. I don't know. Now, of course, at 13, she probably wouldn't order them, but yeah, no, it's great to see that it's still here, and awesome that you guys have been able to kind of step in and keep it alive, let it grow.
Yeah.
And then, in addition to foreign and domestic, you guys also have a place out in Lockhart.
Yep.
Commerce Cafe? Yeah,
Yeah.
Commerce Cafe. So, how long have y'all had that?
We opened in May of 2020.
Oh, smart.
Oh, good timing.
Yeah. So we just celebrated 5 years also in May. Both restaurants have birthdays in May, so May is kind of a crazy month for us. We did 2 pig roasts in a week. That was really fun. But yeah, it's a great little cafe.
Yeah, we signed the lease in like February, and then everything got shut down.
No,
Oh
it wasn't
gosh.
February. It was like 2 days before the shutdown.
Oh, we talked about signing the lease, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're like, okay, we're still doing this? We're like, yeah, we got more time on our hands now. We can do the build out.
Yeah.
So, Nathan, you grew up in Texas, right?
Yeah, I grew up in Katy, right outside of Houston.
Okay. Sarah, where'd you grow up?
I'm like half and half. So I was born in Conroe, and I was there till 6th grade, and then
Okay.
moved to Lockhart.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So.
Man, so okay, so you got street cred in Lockhart,
Yeah, I've been there a while. It gets a little weird sometimes, and
Right.
and I do forget my last name has changed since I lived there.
Okay.
So people will walk into the restaurant and not realize that it's me, and then when they see me, they're like, Mills? Like, what?
Oh, yeah. It's like that small town high school. Everybody's like, oh, wow, I didn't know you were doing this.
Yeah.
How did you guys get into the culinary world?
You want to go first?
Really, I started cooking. I worked in the front of house first. I was a server. And I was like, man, those guys look like they're having way more fun than we are out here. And I kind of made my way into the back and was like, can I work a little bit in the back? And ever since I made the switch, and, I got serious about it kind of. It had been just to pay the bills for a long time. And I was like, I'm going to go to culinary school, I guess. And here we are.
Yeah. Where'd you go to culinary school?
The Art Institute, RIP.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. How'd you get into the kitchen?
It was my first job was Red Lobster.
Nice.
And I started as a hostess, and it's kind of the same thing. Like, they were having a lot more fun back there. I asked one of the guys, I was like, hey, are there ever any girls back there?
Yeah.
And he was like, no way. And I was like, all right, bet. So I got transferred to the kitchen, and I just got stuck.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the immediate gratification and the stress and I call it puppeteering, where you're just kind of like maneuvering everything to make it work the way you want to.
It's a high wire act for sure.
Yeah.
Do each of you have that first dish that you made really well where you're like, oh, wow, I not only do I like this, I think I could be a professional at this?
Oh, man.
I can't even think of it because creativity was not part of the job for like such a long time. It was like you just cook the chef's food exactly how they want it or better than they can cook it, and you don't need to be creative.
But
right
not too much better, because then you get fired.
I can't even think really. That's a good question though.
For me, I think as far as the creative part goes, it came kind of late. I was at Parkside, the first dish that I really was like super proud of. In banquets, of course, it's banquet food. You try to keep it somewhat safe, but we had some extra fish. I had over-ordered, and so I made a special to send down at Parkside, and it was farro and buttermilk froth and a fumet, and this one right here was like, you came up with that? And that was like my moment.
Nice.
My exciting moment. It's also extra cool because I can't taste fish, so I'm allergic to it.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
So it was a good
Yeah,
moment.
so doing a dish with an ingredient that you can't.
Yeah.
That is good.
Who was it, Beethoven or Bach that was deaf?
Right.
The last part of his composing life. Still cranking out incredible music. Kudos on
Classical
that.
music. Let's talk football. No, no, but it is interesting though because I've always felt like I was always front of house, right? So it's like skill players, right? Little flashy. Honestly, they only kind of show up when they make a mistake. Like that's when they're like really visible. Like you're supposed to just do your job and not take away from the experience. Yeah. Back of house is like offensive line, defensive line, like it is football. Technique matters a ton. Positioning, intensity, focus, stress, all the things.
Yeah.
So I always feel like I just watching kitchens work are always fun because you can just see, it's kind of a head down scenario where you have to have a lot of skill consistently, night in, night out.
And
night
also
in, night
out. And ego can throw the whole thing off.
Yes.
Same concept.
Yeah, totally. Well, and you were talking about how, it's like, I just need you, when you're coming up, right, it's like, I just need you to execute the dish that I'm asking you to execute. I don't need you to be creative. Like, I just need you to check down arch to the guy that's open. Or Jackson or whoever, I don't need you to make a hero play. It's like we're in the weeds and we need 5 yards.
Well, the creativity happens during the menu construction. It's once the creativity is taken care of, then it's about consistency, which is one of the biggest issues for any restaurant, making sure that dish or those dishes taste the same order after order, right?
Yeah,
Right.
if you can be the most creative chef, but if you can't consistently put out great food, it doesn't matter.
Well, and it's not that you're consistently putting out great
Your
food,
team
it's that
is,
you're
yeah.
teaching your
Yep.
team to put out that food consistently.
How difficult was it for each of you to get a handle on teaching that consistency with those that you're reliant on for making your dishes taste as good as possible?
I mean, it's a never-ending challenge, really,
Yeah.
because everyone's different.
Yeah.
And, just going through different generations of cooks, they respond differently to different ways of teaching and different ways of coaching. So, I mean, it's a change from just being a cook to being a chef. Like, it's a huge change. But it's rewarding to see somebody be able to teach somebody and see them improve and become an awesome cook, though. I mean, that's the real job, is being a teacher, really.
I love that.
Considering that y'all have Foreign and Domestic and also Commerce Cafe and Lockhart, those are two places that are not both on this North Loop stretch here.
Right.
Are y'all splitting your time up? One of you is usually at one or the other, or because the hours are a little bit different, it allows you both to spend time at both?
We're learning to split up a little bit more. We're doing a little more dividing and conquering lately. But when we built out Commerce Cafe, we hired actually somebody that I've worked with on and off since I was 16. His name's Tony, and he runs it. So we spend most of our time there just coaching him, working with him on issues and things that he needs to adjust. And we do manager meetings on Thursdays, and then on our way here, we always stop in, check, get eyes on everything, and then on the way back, we stop in and make sure everything's closed down correctly, and because we live down there, so
We do a lot of
pick up
driving.
the cash, and and then we of course micromanage via our phones. We watch labor and sales and
Oh, the remote cameras
online
in the
ordering.
restaurant?
So we have
Apps?
cameas, and then we have the toast system.
Yeah, the
that
apps
has-
that
Gotcha.
you're looking
yeah.
at sales.
It's
And,
impossible
and
to disconnect
scheduling
now.
and
Yeah.
Good and bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, again, you go through those moments where it's fun, right? You got the dashboard and you can see things happening, and you're like, it's it's working. People are happy.
Yeah.
We're busy. And then you'll see the other ones where you're like, oh my gosh, labor's 75% right now.
And then you flip the cameras on, and everybody's leaning on the counter talking, and you're like, "Get out!"
Yeah. It's so hard. We were talking about it. It's like how many seats is Commerce?
We have 60 currently.
Okay.
We could put more tables in, but we haven't felt a need.
Yeah, and so you've got a slightly like medium-sized space, and then you've got a small space. And the problem with both of those, not the problem, a challenge that exists, right, is it takes a minimum. Like, you're running a tight crew. It's not like there's a lot of excess time. So it really is like we're either doing the sales to pay these people or we're not.
Yeah.
And obviously, early in the week, sales are lower, traffic's a little bit lower, and then you make up for it in the weekends, and you hope that the team can like kind of do that dance of like, is it consistent when it's slow and they have the time to do it, and then is it consistent when they're slammed, and do they have no time to do it, and are they still executing?
Yeah.
I think we actually see less consistency on the slow nights because there's more room for people to get distracted and
Right, idle hands.
yes, yeah. When they're like being pushed, they execute great.
Yeah.
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 'Cause
Well-
that's all they can think about.
Well, one way here in the next 2 weeks that you can push them to execute is Austin Restaurant Weeks, which is 2 weeks of special menus around town with donations to the Central Texas Food Bank, which is awesome. We obviously need to support all different types of nonprofits.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about this menu for Austin Restaurant Week. You'll be running it starting Friday,
Yeah.
and it goes through September 14th, I think.
Yeah.
So we're doing a 3-course menu. It's $50, and $7 goes to the Central Texas Food Bank. So that feels good.
Yeah, it feels great.
It does. And you want to talk about the first course?
We're making some cheesy croquettes filled with a little bit of ham. We got a creamy Dijon sauce on the bottom, and then a bunch of more cheese on top. But little crispy bites to start. Can't go wrong with that.
Gruyere cheese too, for anybody wondering, which I guess that's maybe obvious if you know what croquettes are, but it's a delicious melty cheese.
We like Gruyere here.
We use it quite a bit.
Yeah.
They're also like the most perfect shareable first course. So a lot of times what we see with these tasting menus is that people will order their own food and then they order a tasting menu for the table to kind of share. So
Oh,
I
that's
like
nice.
that.
we built the menu to be very shareable. The second course is Induja pasta with corn, so it's corn season.
Yeah.
We love corn season. Little spicy, little sweet. The noodle on that is radiatore, so it's really a fun shape.
Yeah.
Radiatore?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that is.
Roughly translated to radiators. It's
It's
Wow.
a neat little shape.
it's like
It
a
holds
little
the sauce really
ball
well.
with ridges. Like it's
Okay.
got like little
Yeah.
fluted ridges. It's real
Huh.
cute. But it holds the sauce great.
Yeah.
Yeah. A
All
great
about holding sauce.
Yes. And we extrude that with a bronze die, so more holding sauce.
Nice.
And then the third course, we're doing a Texas sheet cake, which my goal this year is to go back to all of the things that I have skipped in the pastry world
Okay.
that are so simple that people are like, oh yeah, have you ever made this? I'm like, no, not a clue. So this was a really fun one. I love Texas sheet cake, and I had no clue how to make it. So dove in this week, knocked it out, and I've gotten more response on Instagram about the Texas sheet cake than probably anything this year.
People love nostalgia. They love those
Yeah.
flavors
Those-
from their youth and,
Yeah.
you know,
Grandma desserts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so good. And Texas has a lot of them.
We like our sugar here.
Yeah. The stats on diabetes show that. But no, so yeah, I mean, and again, it's like I always loved Austin Restaurant Week as both as a server, but then also as a consumer, because it's such a neat way to get a taste of a restaurant. Relatively low barrier to entry, right? It's like, I mean, when can you get 3 courses at foreign and domestic for $43,
Right.
Because it's, again, $7 you're donating. So it's like, it's this really great way to check out a bunch of restaurants and support a good cause, and just kind of check out new places that maybe you've been meaning to try, or maybe you've never been in, and just kind of get a sense of what they are. And then inevitably, like you said, people order more and come back and become regulars. So that's a ton of fun, and I'm glad you guys are doing it. When we were looking, initially I was, we've got the big football game this Saturday, Texas, Ohio State,
Yeah.
not OU, Illinois State.
Oh, is that y'all's first opponent? Hey, I don't blame you for going cupcake game 1.
Yeah, we got Michigan and next, a week from Saturday. But
People are arguing best week 1 ever. I don't follow that history well enough, but it is a pretty awesome week 1 in terms of the matchups outside of Texas and Ohio State.
And if the AP voters, had half a brain, they would have made Ohio State 2, so it would have been 1 versus 2, not 1 versus 3. But no, tons of great football that's starting. Obviously, we talk about this with the restaurants all the time. Football can be good for restaurants. It can also be challenging for restaurants depending on the time of kickoff.
Yep.
But the beauty here this weekend is you've got a special menu going on. The game kicks off at 11.
It's great.
Everyone's going to be happy Saturday night. There's no need to watch LSU Clemson. Go
DVR
out,
it.
TiVo it, watch the highlights, come out and have, kind of celebrate. Do you guys take reservations? Okay.
We do,
Yeah.
through Open Table.
Through Open Table. So make a reservation now.
Yes.
Come
Recommended.
out at 5:36. You can still catch the second half of the night game, and have a good little meal.
I see the things that if I bring my family here this weekend, I am guaranteed to order for the family. But I'm curious for each of you, removing the popovers, of course. That's the classic item that
Oh, we
everybody
don't eat those anymore.
associates.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Do each of you have a favorite menu from the small and large plate menus that you love to serve up to people or love to talk about?
For me, for sure, country pate. It's one of my favorite things to make. I've been working probably on the same recipe for 15 years or something
Still working on it for 15 years.
I mean, you always change something. I don't
Tweak a
make,
little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. And I make it. None of the cooks make it. I make it. I enjoy making it. And so that's probably one of my favorite things to make and to eat.
Sarah, what about you on the small plates menu?
I love tartare. So that's one that I worked pretty hard on. And I also love the idea of tonnato. I love the way it smells. And I can't have it because of the seafood allergy. So I developed a recipe. We ferment oyster mushrooms to get that same flavor without actual fish in it. That gets mixed into the tartare with capers and pickled red onions. And it's almost classic, just bend the rules a little bit. And then we serve it with a really fun gaufrette potato, which is something from I call it my first real kitchen that I worked in. I remember cutting those on the mandolin all night long and hated it then and then missed it. So it's back. It's like the perfect potato chip.
Got to be careful with the mandolin.
Oh, that's the most dangerous thing in the kitchen, probably.
Lot of rough injuries can happen if you check out and let your mind wander.
All right, as far as the before we get to large plates, actually, I have to shout out the Parisian gnocchi. I know that my 11 and 9-year-old would want to fight me if I were to pass up on this menu. So I'm curious to check that one out here in the not too distant future. As far as the large plates are concerned, though, Sarah, we'll start with you here. What is something that you really enjoy on the large plates? Obviously, no fish.
Right. I'm torn. I really like Nathan's pork collar dish right now is a play on Bossam. So it's really great for the summer. It's got Napa cabbage leaves. You fill it up with all the sauces. It's got the crunchy, the spicy, like all the sweet, all the good things. So I like that a whole lot right now. But I also am really into our steak set right now. We're utilizing that Dijon cream on the steak set and then doing a Palms roastie, which is basically a fancy hash brown. But our twist on it is that we're adding nopales to it, which grow wild all around Central Texas. And that's been my form of meditation lately is every morning I go out and I go forage for them. So I'm out in the ditches trying to find the best pads and Nathan's texting me, "Where are you? What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I actually don't know where I am, but cactus." So it gives it like a punchy brightness to it. And then we have the culo steak, and that's from Dean and Peeler, which is a good steak is very important to have on the menu. So.
Oh, we're doing some really special things with potatoes, huh?
We like potatoes.
We like potatoes for sure.
I'm with you there.
I'd say my favorite, it's been on the menu for a bit, is the goat neck muffaldine. So it's a braised goat neck in a buttery sauce with pasta. It also has some whey from the cheese that we make, so it's kind of a little bit of acid and then butter, and then it has a ton of dill and fennel. So it's just like a herbaceous, buttery. It's not so heavy that you would think like a braised meat pasta would be, but it's super delicious.
Yeah, it's not what you would think from a goat dish.
Yeah. And the goat's not like funky goat. It's just like, oh, I think that's goat. Yeah.
So it makes sense then, if you're meditating in ditches looking for cactus and you're making pate. It makes sense that when I asked you to come on the show, the immediate response is, we don't know a lot about sports, but we'll definitely talk about food. But I venture to guess you know more than you think you know.
Awesome.
So talk a little bit. I mean, did you guys play any sports growing up?
So I love playing sports, and I think that's why I don't watch sports so much, because I can't get over the want to get out and kick the ball. But I played every sport I could growing up. I was really big into soccer, was probably my number one.
What position?
Middle mid.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're responsible for a little bit of everything. That makes sense why you like being in the kitchen too.
Mm-hmm. And I was in cross country and track, so I did long distance and short distance. All the jumping events, except for pole vault. You could not get me on that pole.
You're parents are
probably
happy.
a great
Your
thing.
parents are happy.
It's a dangerous place to be. And I played volleyball. I did cheerleading.
Yeah.
I did not do any baseball or basketball or softball.
That's all right. That's right.
I've helped my kids avoid the baseball, softball world up to this point. They do soccer, basketball. My daughter plays volleyball. She's pretty good at that too.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with baseball and softball.
There's nothing wrong with it, but the baseball culture is completely consuming. It's like once you enter that, you're not allowed to do anything else, according to those who are the most into baseball and softball.
Yeah, it does take a lot, but but then you watch the Little League World Series and you're like, oh, this is fun to watch these 11-year-olds, have these moments on television.
Were you the guy playing fantasy Little League baseball during the Little League World Series this year? No, there was like a big to-do.
Oh, man.
That was obviously being said tongue-in-cheek, but there's a big to-do about gambling happening overseas on the Little League World Series this year.
Oh my goodness.
Because that's just how degenerate we are as a people in 2025.
Yeah. I mean, I think we were always that way. I think now it's just in front of us, right? It's like if it's on TV, we're going to gamble.
Ease of access, for sure.
I mean, I've got my bets placed for this weekend. I don't know
do
about
you?
you.
As much as I talk about sports, the sports gambling thing is completely
we can
lost
talk
on
about
me.
some of my picks. Cleo Odom is not here to give us the hot money lines this week, so I'll have to stand in his stead. Nathan, did you play sports growing up?
I played all the sports when I was young, and then I guess the one that I excelled in was tennis. That was I was too small to do any of the other sports. I'm like, you shouldn't play football. Why are you playing football? This is stupid. But tennis is the one I excelled in and played through high school, and then I kind of just got burnt out on it.
Yeah.
Every day playing tennis. I mean, I don't know. I haven't picked it up since high school really, so we'll see. I always think about it, but
here's a tennis question because it's U.S. Open. U.S. Open's on, and I like the U.S. Open. What's your favorite major to watch? Is it Wimbledon? Is it the French Open? I mean, nobody ever says Australian Open.
Probably U.S. Open. I think is the one that I always was super stoked to watch when I was playing tennis, and now it's like I never watch any sports. But I think that one's pretty nostalgic though.
Favorite tennis player growing up?
Man, it was always like, I guess Andre Agassi for a long time. I mean, Pete Sampras, I always liked him as well. But
did you operate with the flair of Agassi back in the day?
Do what?
The flair of Agassi back in the day, the long locks,
Yeah,
the neon.
He did have long hair.
Maybe so. Yeah.
I mean, it's hard not. I mean, at that age, it was hard not to go like, oh, that guy's got it all.
Yeah.
He's got the locks and the cool
Image
the cool fit.
is everything.
Image is everything.
Yeah.
I always like Courier. I got into Courier a lot, especially on clay.
Yeah, the redhead. He always wore the hat.
Yeah, I liked watching him play. And then Lindell. Lindell was always fun to watch on grass.
I liked Connors and McEnroe, but that's because I was a lefty and I liked watching them fly off the handle on the court.
Well,
just like you with Agassi, I may have emulated that as a kid, embarrassingly to admit.
Well, and the other night I was so desperate for sports because football really hadn't started. So I was watching Djokovic play this U.S. kid who's Michael Chang coaches. TN, and it was good to see Michael Chang he ended up losing, but I mean, I like the hard court open. I mean, I saw John Mulaney and Olivia Munn were in the stands last night. There's a little clip of them living and dying by every shot. So U.S. Open's always fun because of the celebrity kind of vibe. Like it's like it's showtime in New York, so that's fun.
If you are that desperate to watch sports, I've got some good TV shows for you.
Oh no, I'm watching.
Just send me a text.
I'm decompressing in a few different ways.
Okay.
It's sports until kids go to bed, and now I'm working my way through Better Call Saul.
Nice.
So
Platonic on
I've heard good things.
Apple TV is a really good show.
I've heard good things.
Rose Byrne is a star.
Is that Seth Rogen?
Yeah, Seth Rogen as well. He's a little bit obnoxious, but he's the counterbalance to how awesome Rose Byrne is.
There you go. So, yeah, so obviously very, very busy restaurant folks here. And, But let's talk a little bit about free time. When you carve out free time, what is it? Where are you? Where are you kind of, where would we find you on a day off?
So it's been a big goal of mine this year, is to find that work-life balance and to revisit some hobbies and develop some hobbies. So I'm not much of a spectator for sports, but I'll still go out to the field and kick the soccer ball. I love the gym. This year has been my gym year. So 2 to 3 times a week. That's usually in the middle of the night, not
What
on
at
my
the
day
gym?
off. I just go to Snap and I do, it's been referred to as the geriatric workout, where I just kind of go, lightweight, light reps, but do everything. I don't have like an arm day or a leg day. I just kind of cover everything, and it feels good. I feel more mobile. I feel more mentally well.
Well, congratulations on evolving past the need to do 1 rep maxes, which we all
Yeah.
try to do when we're young and inevitably hurts all of us.
Yeah, and I think that's why I've been able to get in the gym as much as I am, because I don't dread it. I don't feel like I'm going to leave, in a ton of pain. So that's been really good. And then I just bought a 67 Fury, and so I'm learning to fix it and get it up and running, and I'm
Wow.
really excited about it.
Good project.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Nathan, what have you been doing with your free time?
I really struggle with hobbies because I've been just cooking was took up all my time is what I
Yeah.
focused on. But about like 3 years ago I bought a motorcycle, so that's kind of my way to like get away and kind of clear my head, ride on the back roads. I hate riding it in Austin, but I love riding it out by Lockhart where we live. So Washington motorcycle. I got a Triumph T100, so fun, looks cool. It's fun to ride on the back roads through Lockhart and stuff. But
How long have y'all lived in Lockhart for? I know you said you grew up there partially, Sarah.
We actually live in Luling, but I've been there, I think 11 years now, and you
Okay.
moved in 2 years after I moved in?
yeah, it's quite a while.
So even in that decade, that's been a pretty significant transformation, much less thinking about when you were actually growing up as a kid and what that place was. It was barbecue and not a whole lot else.
Yeah, barbecue and insurance agencies. Never in a million years did I think I'd be back in Lockhart, and you couldn't have told me that I would have a business in Lockhart. But it's changed so much. It's so much more welcoming. Just the businesses on the square. When I say welcoming, it used to be, as you move in, you get a lot of pushback, you get a lot of problems, people don't want new people. And even being from Lockhart, having spent several years in Austin, that could have been an issue prior, but it's been great. I mean, the demographic is different, people's wants and needs are changing. People are a little bit more open to trying things, so.
That's so fun. I mean, it's got to be, it's probably a little bit of a roller coaster to go from, North Loop in Austin out to the square in Lockhart. But that's good, right? Variety is the spice of life. Like you work on different skills in different places. And
North Loop has a little bit of a, maybe not small town, but a communal vibe to it as well. It's its own little enclave within this bustling city.
No, definitely. And, and I, it's, and again, Foreign and Domestic was the first to kind of plant its flag over here and say, hey, this is a neat little street, and you got some thrift shops, and now you got Home Slice and Drink Well, and you got coffee and
Double Trouble.
Yeah.
It's Double Trouble.
It's a coffee shop and a bar. It's open all day. It's just a cool, fun, when you can't find a seat at Epoch. No, it's been great. We do meetings over there, and it's nice. They have really good cookies. Very important.
Say no more.
Yeah.
Cookies are important.
A sucker for a cookie.
Yeah.
That's my name in Nathan's phone is Cookie Monster.
I love it. I love it.
We love North Loop. It's cool to see people just walking here, literally walking down the street and coming in for dinner. Like, that's one of the coolest feelings. Like,
or when they come in and they know 3 other tables here.
Oh, that's
it's a
the
great
best,
feeling.
yeah.
Yeah, it can quickly become a clubhouse where you see your neighbors and you catch up a little bit. And, you know, as long as a heritage branch hasn't fallen on the fence or something, it's usually nice. It's nice to see most of them.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. Well, I think that, you know, we've been talking to a bunch of people, and I think that the thing that always, you know, that I love seeing is just, you know, 15 years in the restaurant world is legit and hard. And to see places still thriving and growing and educating and coaching and all that, it's like, it's really a credit to the work you guys do day in and day out. So it's always fun to see.
What do you love most about foreign and domestic? I guess you maybe touched on it, Sarah, with seeing people come in, familiar faces, you see other familiar faces. Is there anything else that sticks out to y'all?
Man, I just love being able to, sounds creepy, being able to watch people eat and to see, again, that instant gratification, the feedback, and being able to, it's hard to feel like you're hosting and being hospitable when you're in a basement kitchen or, you know, behind a swinging door. Here you get to interact with the guest. You get to see them eat. You get to see them do their little happy food dance. And then every now and then you get to see the other side of it. But what's great about that is we're not dependent on the server catching it and coming back to the kitchen and having the gall to say something so that we can fix it. Here, we just see it. Like, if I see you make a face when you eat your food, I'm going to be like, hey, let's get over there, see what we can do. Let's fix it. So I love that it's open. And
Nathan?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of the same way. I just really like the energy that the restaurant has. Like, you're in the kitchen, but you're still, you know, you can feel that you're in the restaurant and that people are having a good time. It's loud. I just think that connection to the dining room is the coolest part about being here and working here.
What's the hardest thing about owning and running foreign to domestic?
Oh boy.
the size is small. We touched on that, which means you have to use it to its max capacity, which can sometimes get a little hairy at the host stand if, you know, sometimes people come in and they want to have a drink and sit for 4 hours and we've got 3 reservations after them. And
is there a good way to address that, or do you just have to come out and be blunt?
we do everything we can to maneuver. So we have like one table that we don't take reservations on. We call it our wiggle room table. So we'll try to wiggle things. But for the most part, if we have to ask somebody, we'll offer them like a bottle of bubbles on the patio while they finish their conversation.
It's the most awkward thing to have to do.
It's so hard. It actually happened to me this past weekend at a restaurant. Mm-hmm. We had an early reservation. We sat down. They needed the 4 top for like a 16 top. Mm-hmm. I think they probably asked a little early from what I was judging and watching. But at the same time...
How long had you all been there?
We'd only been there about an hour and a half.
Okay, that's reasonable.
That's reasonable for a 4 top.
And it's like, and for me, it's always one of those, it's that, you know, you need understanding from all parties, right? So it's like a reservation means that you're going to be sat near the time that you made the reservation. Right. It's not going to be exact. Approach kind of in a good spirit, right? Like, it's like, hey, let's grab a drink. We don't need to rush into our table yet. Let's give them 10 minutes. Yeah. But you've got to be careful as owners and hosts or whatever, because you don't want 10 minutes to turn into 30.
Yeah. Right.
And, you know, and then when you're dining, and usually you can tell, like when you're in a busy restaurant, it's like, okay, we don't need to lag and hang too long, but sometimes you are in something that you don't want to end.
You're right.
And so you got to respect that too. I mean, that's the best thing you can do. You guys do it right. It's like, hey, we got bubbles, we got little sweets, we've got, you know, work with us here. And like you said, small places are hard. It's that game of Tetris, that board gets full quick.
I've always thought that I would make for a really good employee at a gym, getting back to the gym thing, of whenever that inevitable person comes in who's clearly not wearing deodorant or hasn't showered in a couple of days but feels the need to work out, being the person to go up and say, "Excuse me, sir or madam, you reek right now. You need to figure this out before you come back to this establishment." I think I would also kill it at coming up to a table unaffiliated to the restaurant and telling them to move along.
like a mercenary,
Don't have
like
nearly as much tact as y'all do with offering the bubbles. in
like
the
a
patio.
like a rogue contractor. Where it's like,
Maybe
hey,
I get the person who's stinking up the gym to come in and
Well,
stand next to the
yeah.
table that needs to move along.
Well, I used to work for somebody that he would. Yeah, I'll throw him under the bus. He lives in Spain now. Emmett, my former boss, would swim at Deep Eddy, and sometimes he would stink. And it's like, and then he'd be at Expo and you'd have to kind of like move around him or like, but then sometimes like, he'd go stand at a table and you kind of be like, oh, they're gone. Like this will work.
Yeah.
Clear it out.
No, Emmett was always great. Emmett was very hospitable and he was always trying to take care of people. Another small space kind of in the hood, right? It's like, but I like the idea of a tray out of the bullpen, just sitting back there, getting amped up and ready. I mean, like, give us
Bring in
the
the
lefty.
lefty.
And Trey's like, hey, I don't work here, but y'all got to go.
You're lingering too much. You're supposed to have this courtesy on your own. You clearly don't, though. So now I have to come over here and tell you to show a little bit more damn courtesy. People.
It's a good problem to have, right? It's like having a space where people want to stay is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is a business.
It's an awareness thing. If the restaurant is half empty, then it's fine. But if the restaurant is full, just be aware. That's all.
Or if you see like 10 people at the host stand that are starting to look antsy.
And they're staring at you.
Yeah.
'Cause they're like, it's that table, isn't it?
Or if 5 servers in 10 minutes ask you how everything was, that might be a clue.
Well, and this goes back to, but see, in my situation, I was thinking about this, and it's like, this is where hosting is an art, and it could have been as simple as like, we probably, because they moved us to another 4-top right next to it. It's like, and it was a booth. It's like, well, why didn't you put us there if you knew that you needed? And it's like, well, who knows? There was a shift change. Somebody wasn't planning ahead. Whatever.
They didn't want to double seat someone.
It could have just been a simple mistake, like where like they were picking up on one of my guests wants to move towards that table, and so they did it thinking it'd be fine, and then it turns out that it's not. And no, I mean there's a lot that goes on because again, it's a people business, so you're always trying to meet people where they are, but also have them play on your team a little bit to make sure that you can look at you. Yeah, guys, Nathan and Sarah are looking on their phones to see what the sales are. They need that turn. They need that table turn.
It also could have been that maybe the table that was supposed to sit next to you a little bit later no-showed. That happens quite a bit. We've had some rough moments where somebody really wanted to sit at the counter and we're like, so sorry, we're booked, and then they sit at a table next to it and they watch the counter be open the entire time they're there because the table that was supposed to be there no-showed, which makes us look terrible.
Yeah, don't no-show people.
Please
don't do the reservation roulette where you just like you grab 5 reservations across town and only go to one. Come on, I mean, it's like
that
these
is
are
such a jerk move.
Well, again, it's
Big
like
time.
Yeah, it is. I'll call it like it's a jerk move. The common courtesy, quick call. Hey, not going to make it.
Right.
No problem.
Yeah.
Because inevitably in this town, somebody's going to be able to sit there, like especially on the weekends.
Yeah, especially a 7 p.m. reservation. Please cancel. Like you literally just press a button on your phone.
Yeah.
And
I work the host stand quite a bit, and one of the worst things is when a walk-in comes in and you're fully booked and you turn them away and you don't have their information, and then the next table no-shows and you could have seated them.
Yeah, 5 minutes later, they're back in their car driving to the next
They're gone.
space.
Yeah.
They're gone, and now, again, and that's those moments, if that happens, too many times during the week, it's like that's the difference between profit and loss. It really can be. So it's, that's the, listeners, if you're out there, if we're talking to you and you're one of those people that show reservations, do better.
Yeah.
Do better. You can do it.
Wear deodorant to the gym.
Wear deodorant to the gym. Cancel your reservations. We're all in this together. Let's help each other out.
Okay, Brian, we're down the stretch here now.
Okay.
Not to exclude
Right.
Nathan and Sarah from the conversation, but I do need to ask you real quick because you're
Yep.
wearing a pretty cool Oklahoma Sooners polo right now with the schooner above the left pectoral. I don't
If
like
you
the
wanna
school,
call it that.
but I can recognize the value of that shirt. It's a really cool shirt.
Game week, baby.
I've heard you be both optimistic and pessimistic
Yep.
when thinking about what's going to happen to Oklahoma Sooners football in 2025. So can you please give your season prediction before we move on to our restaurant recs for the week?
Yes. I went through the schedule. As a matter of fact, it's now my screensaver, so I could really look at it. And, I think where I land is it's not an easy schedule. And the road games are not easy. At South Carolina, at Tennessee, at Alabama. So
This conference did you no favors in your first 2 years.
it did not, and probably won't next year either. But and then we've got the number one team in the country a week before going on the road, and then we've got Michigan and LSU coming to Norman. So the pessimist in me says, "Oh no, that's 6-6. We don't win one of them." The optimist in me says, "We'll take care of home field, 8-4." And then there's this,
So optimist, pessimist is 8 versus 6, so realist is 7.
I think I'm going to go 8-4.
Okay.
I think what will happen is that if we don't get Michigan or LSU, we somehow find a way in Knoxville or in South Carolina or in the Cotton Bowl. Like, we're going to have an upset. We're going to have a game that we're an underdog, and we're going to pull it out.
Tennessee is winnable. That is a very winnable game for you guys. They're
It
having
is.
It's a pretty big reset for them in Knoxville this year, especially with Nico pulling
Yeah.
the rug out from under him like he
No,
did.
anyways, I think it's 8-4.
Okay. Is that enough to keep Venables around, or are you looking
It
for a
is.
new head coach at the end?
I think it's what those 4 losses are and how they are.
Okay.
I think 8-4 keeps him. If I'll know a lot more. I mean, everybody says this in Norman. Know a lot more after the Michigan game about if 9-3 or 10-2 is a possibility. But 8-4 keeps him around, especially with a new AD. I don't think you go new AD, new football coach, unless those 4 losses are, we lose to Auburn. I don't know if we have some bad losses, if we get run out of the Cotton Bowl. But I just don't see it. I don't. There's nothing right now that tells me this team isn't prepared for these games. And we had 30 turnover. We had 30 fumbles last year. Like, if we don't turn the ball over, if we play to our standard in terms of what the roster says, like if we play to that level, then 8-4, 9-3. But I'm leaning 8-4.
Venables back for 2026.
And Venables is back for 2026.
May God have mercy on your souls.
Now, you want to talk Texas?
Sure. I gave my prediction 2 days ago, and I'm sticking by it.
Oh, you did? What was
Yeah.
it?
Undefeated national champs.
Undefeated.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
God, they better win this weekend. Otherwise, I'm going to be
this weekend's that's my lock of the week.
Texas beating Ohio State.
Lock of the week.
Wow. Why is that?
New D coordinator at Ohio State.
New both coordinators.
New quarterback.
Yeah.
And what you have on the other side of the ball is consistency from scheme and knowledge at key positions. So, Baxter, I'm excited. Texas is going to run the football. Arch is going to make plays. The defense is going to make it very, very difficult on Ohio State. Maybe this game looks different in 8 weeks, but on Saturday, no, it's Texas by 10.
Wow. Okay.
I just think Ohio State's got too much. They've got incredible talent, but I think that they've got too much unknowns and too much new for a game of that importance.
I tell anybody who asks about you, like, hey, who is this Brian Stubbs guy that we hear on Thursdays? I said, look, I always introduce him as a Sooners fan, but don't hold that against him necessarily. He is a very rational-minded person when it comes to sports and when it comes to life too. And he's gonna say what he thinks based on the information that he has in front of him. It's why you're so good at what you do in your real life, as serving as the accountant for the Culinary Stars here in Austin.
Numbers don't lie, folks. Numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie. Well, sometimes they do. It's the old Mark Twain quote.
I'm excited.
Three types of lies: lies, damned lies, and statistics.
I am excited for new statistics.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Starts tonight. I'm going to watch the Okie Light. And I'm excited for football season because, again, that is kind of my one of my kind of ways to decompress is like, it's live. You don't know what's going to happen. It's the best. I mean, that's where sports are great. That's why restaurants are great. It's every night, new challenges, new opportunities, things aren't going to go your way. How do you react? How do you fix it? So it's exciting to have that distraction back.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and ask the final question for every Austin Supper Club.
Yeah. So we always like to ask, and we'll do the same ourselves, kind of, recent meals, shout outs, something, either a dish or a restaurant that you've been in recently that really stood out to you.
Or even a standby, a place that y'all love going to.
Or
that you
the
wanna show
go-to
some love.
spot when you're, when you do get a date night.
Well, we're always at Bufalina. That's almost always where we end up.
Cesar Chavez, or do I?
Cesar Chavez.
Okay.
And then recently, we ate at Emmer and Rye. We did the breaking bread
I saw
with
that,
them, and
yeah.
it was awesome. And something that I would have not ordered on the menu, but they sent us, is the Johnny Cakes. And I have thought about them every day since we ate them. It has this cheese sauce and relish, and it's just like the most perfect, like, sweet, acid, cheesy, bready bite.
Nice.
Yeah, we also really love Locadora. That's kind of like one of our.
Locadoro, yeah.
Yeah, that's good friends, good people there.
Good
always
pasta.
have good food. Always, the pasta's amazing.
Also participating in Austin Restaurant Week.
Yep.
Yeah.
For those that are interested. Locadoro is also, great pastas. Fiore does such a great job, and Adam's front of house does a great. It's just a neat little place over in Mueller for sure.
Yeah.
I could give Bufalina every week. We go there way
Same.
too much. We go to the Douay location, but they're both really good. Steven's awesome people. He's going to be a guest on this show at some point, I have a feeling.
Yeah.
He has to be. I spent
Yeah.
too much money there for him not to be.
I've been trying to get him on the golf course for years. But we do. We'll definitely chat with Steven too.
But rather than go for that low-hanging fruit, I think I'm going to give a shout-out to a local business that has expanded over the last couple of decades and is finally making its way to Cedar Park in these next couple of weeks. They're opening early this weekend, and I think it is maybe for something flood relief benefit related. But Taco Deli's finally putting a location in Cedar Park on 1431. It is literally like a 3-minute drive from our house. So speaking of places we're about to be spending way too much money at, Taco Deli is going to squarely fall into that category.
Auto double corn donya.
I'm gonna build my own breakfast taco, but they allow up to however many ingredients, and I maximize that.
There you go. Well, my shout out, again, they did a pretty good job handling the moving of the table, but the food and the experience, we've had 2 meals at La Condesa in the last 6 months, and both have just been super solid. We were going, it was my birthday, we were going to a show over at ACL.
How was Touch a Tray?
Touch of Trey was fun. He was really good. They're really good. Like, that's not easy to cover the Grateful Dead and Trey Anastasio, and he does it really well. And it was fun because it's like, at this point, a Fish show is you're kind of chasing songs, like your favorites, and they have so many that they may not play them at the one show. Yeah. Touch of Trey as a cover band, it's like, play the hits, baby.
Play the hits, yeah.
give me all the ones I want to sing along to and dance to. It was great. We met a new family at the school, from the school, that we didn't know. And their son and my son are in the same grade, and like we had the moment of like, oh, you're here?
It's cool.
You're a wannabe hippie? This is amazing. We're gonna be best friends. So that was fun. But no, Condessa they did such a good job. Great cocktails. It's a cool space. And then you roll out and you get to walk to your show, and it's like, oh man, we're in a grown-up city now.
Yep.
That's literally a stone's throw from. It was at 310, right?
Yeah, no, I mean literally, you
Yeah.
walk out and you can hear the music starting.
Wow.
And it's like, oh man, this is great. I mean, what a treat. And as much as, traffic in downtown, and God, our Uber ride home was terrible. Maybe my worst one.
Bad. Why?
I mean, scary. Like
The guy didn't know how to drive.
Like driving really fast. Maybe falling asleep. Not good. Not
Uber
good.
does no favors to their drivers with whatever direction system that they're using. I got an Uber from Discount Tire to my house a couple of days ago, and it was like it wanted to have the guy do circles in the parking lot. It's like, let me just help you get to my place.
It was
5 minutes faster.
It was hard, but clearly we got home safe, and it was just a small blip on what was a great night. And Condessa was La Condessa was really, really great. I mean, the salsa, just everything. It's just and again, talking about another restaurant that's been around for a long time. And to be able to sit down and have them just do what they do and do it well, it's like it was a really great meal. So
we also need to shout out foreign and domestic, literal trailblazers in terms of what Austin food has become over the last 15 years. Nathan, Sarah, thank you all so much for the time. Thank you for all the greatness that's cranked out here at Foreign and Domestic on North Loop, and also for taking part in Austin Restaurant Weeks. It's a great deal that people have an opportunity to come grab, or maybe they just want to add it on to the a la carte menu that y'all have to offer as well. Thank you so much for the time today.
Thanks for
Appreciate
having
you
us.
having us. Yeah.
thanks.